Hello and welcome to Top 5 Friday. So today I'm doing my top 5 retinols, and really quick I just want to say I purchase all these products with my own money, so check out my products to help keep the channel independent. Check out the Amazon link below. As well, I'm doing a giveaway which also includes a full-size Paulas Choice product, so check the link below for that as well. So this is one list that I've been working on for quite a while. I know people have requested it, and took me quite a while to finally put together my top 5 retinols, and I'm actually going to do more of a top 7 just because I couldn't weed a couple products fully out, but I'm going to do them in order of my favorite first. So it kind of starts, the first few are my favorites and the last few are lesser favorites, but still favorites. And I've been doing a lot of research on retinol recently, and a lot of research that I read, there's so much of it because there's so many different types of retinol. Retinol is essentially vitamin A and antioxidant, but a lot of people can have problems with it if they begin using it too much. You got to ease into it because retinols can make your skin feel a little dry and flaky. So it's a very good beneficial antioxidant for your skin. It helps the cells communicate, helps them renew, things like that. So it's a good product to integrate into your skincare, but a lot of people can have problems if they start out too fast with too high a percentage, too frequent. So it's a good thing to start out slow with them. And another thing that I've been reading a lot about recently is that some scholars mention that retinol, if you're using a product, you should change them from time to time, just because your skin can get kind of very used to that same product. So sometimes it's good to change different types of retinol. There's so many different types of them, and there's new ones that are coming up. The one in the Sunday Riley Luna Oil is a newer type. There's not a ton of research, but just the basic retinol has tons of research showing it's a very good antioxidant. So it is good to change products from time to time. So that's why I do have a top 7 list, because I'll use one for 6 months and then I'll change it for a few months. I'll go back and forth, and I'll change from concentrations as well. Because during different times of the year, winter, my skin gets drier, so then it's nice to go to a lesser percentage of retinol just to avoid some of the dryness. So if you have a good formulation and you're using it correctly, you shouldn't have any issues with flaking and things like that. So always start out slow with everything, or start out every 3 days, use it, and sometimes it's good to even buffer it and mix it with a moisturizer. So my top 1 favorite retinol is the Paulas Choice Clinical Resist. This is a 1%, and it's retinol. It's not one of the other forms of it. It's basically just retinol, but it's got a lot of good beneficial ingredients, and it's slightly hydrating. But if you haven't used a lot of retinol before, I probably wouldn't recommend starting out with this one, because 1% is a pretty high percentage. There's also prescription retinoids that you can get for a lot of like acne or scars or things like that. And those have a quite high percentage as well. So always start out slow, but this is a really solid one if you have used retinol before, or if you have dry skin or even normal or oily skin. This is a good one. I do recommend using retinol at night, and definitely use a SPF during the daytime, because some of the activities of retinol can make your skin more sensitive to sunlight. So always use an SPF during the daytime. But this is an awesome one. Anyone that emails me and asks me for a retinol suggestion that has used it in the past, this is usually the first one I go to, because it is a strong form of it, but pretty reliable and loaded with other beneficial ingredients. My second favorite retinol has to be the Avène RetrinAL RetrinAL, I guess. And this uses a little bit of a lesser form, a weaker form of retinol. So if you haven't used a lot of retinol before, this is a nice one to start with. It also is loaded with beneficial ingredients, and it also has a nice moisturizing texture to it as well. So if you haven't used a lot of retinol in the past, this is a good form of it to start with. It's a little bit weaker than the traditional retinol, but this is a solid, fragrance-free, well-packaged product. Hopefully on some of the sales you can pick it up. So this is a good one to check out if you're newer to retinol. So this is a good one. Another one I really like and is the Murad Retinol Youth Renewal Serum. I know they recently changed the name to this, but they have a cream formula of this. which is also awesome. The cream formula is very good. If you have very dry skin, I might recommend starting with the cream, and it's packaged nicely in an airless jar, so they've done a good job with that. The serum is nice and light. It does have a little bit of fragrance in it, so if you have very sensitive skin, you're probably going to want to go with the Paulas Choice or the Avène. But this one is a good one. I have sensitive skin. I haven't had any issues with this one. The nice thing with this one is it's a little bit more moisturizing, and it's not quite as strong, and it is basically retinol in there. So it just doesn't feel quite as strong, so it's nice if it's winter. Sometimes I'll go with this one or the cream. But this is a very good one. If you don't mind a little bit of fragrance, this is a good one. If you have very oily skin, I think you might prefer this formula because it is not quite as hydrating. But if you have dry skin, I might recommend the cream version of this. So this is another good one. Another one I like, and I did a review on the Skinmedica Lytera 1 version. This is the second version, 2.0. If you have a choice between the original and the 2.0, pick up the 2.0. The 2.0 is fragrance-free. The original version, this has a very, very light fragrance, but this is a good one. Skinmedica also makes a good retinol in various concentrations. I think they have 0.25, 0.5, and 1.0. So their retinol that goes with this is also good. The Lytera is good if you have some hyperpigmentation. It's got some retinol in there and a lot of good ingredients that can help reduce hyperpigmentation. So, and a fun fact, this was actually one of the very first few skincare products I purchased. So, and I did my review of the 1.0 version. The 2.0 version is even better. So this is also a very good retinol to check out. More expensive, but always check out for sales because you can always never purchase anything unless it's either on sale or you get an awesome gift with purchase. Those are my 2 rules. So, and they've worked well for me. So, another good retinol. The Ordinary has many different forms. Their Advanced Retinoid 2% is one I prefer because it has 2 different forms of retinol. It contains retinol, and then it also contains that, I can't pronounce it, but it's the same second generation retinol that the Sunday Riley Luna oil uses. So this is a good one. And it also is a little bit more hydrating. So they also have their retinol in squalane, which is nice if you have super dry skin or it's wintertime. That one's a good one to check out. But I like this one because it's got a couple different versions in there. So if that second generation retinol isn't as beneficial as they're thinking it is, you're still getting a dose of the real stuff. So this one is a good one, and their retinol and squalane is also a very good option, so to check out. So they've got a lot of different versions of it, and this is the one I prefer from The Ordinary. So, and then my last one is the Skin Laundry Wrinkle Release Serum with Retinol. This one's very hydrating, very, very hydrating, moisturizing, and it has a small amount of retinol. I'm not exactly certain of the percentage, but I have a feeling it's in the very lower because results take a little bit longer to notice with this one, but it's packaged nicely, very travel friendly. And if you're new to retinol, this might be a nice place to start. Skin Laundry is now at Ulta and Sephora, but it really hasn't got a lot of attention. So, but this one is a good formula, and it's fragrance free as well, and packaged well, and it's a much lesser percentage of retinol, although I don't think I've read what the exact percentage is on this one. It's just weaker, but there's nothing wrong with that. It just means that results might take a little bit longer, and if you're not super familiar with the retinol, it's a nice place to start with a formula like this. And my 7th, do have a 7th favorite, however, I'm waiting for a good sale of it. Of course, I don't purchase it unless it's on a really good sale or an awesome gift with purchase. That is the First Aid Beauty. It's 0.25% retinol serum, and that one's packaged well. I think I did a review of it. Yeah, I did do a review of it, but I'm waiting to pick up my next bottle of it to get out to be on sale. But I think it's about $55, and it's a pretty solid fragrance-free, well-packaged retinol serum. And the thing I like about that is it's 0.25% of retinol. So if you think this is 1%, that is a quarter of it. So it's a nice lower percentage of retinol to start with if you have sensitive skin or haven't used retinol before. I love that one. So I wish I had it here, but I wanted to let you guys know in case you're doing some shopping this weekend, what some good ones to check out are. So that's also an awesome one to check out. So Anyway, so that's kind of my breakdown. Obviously, there's a few more that I really like. But with retinol, it's great to use it in the morning. Not in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, and then use an SPF in the morning. Start out very slow with it. Just use something that's well packaged. As you notice, I don't have anything that has jars. These are all pretty much, for the most part, protected from light and air, with the exception of the dropper bottle. And try and go for something fragrance free, because retinol can cause a little bit of irritation, like I mentioned. So that's why, to avoid any other possible irritation, don't get anything with fragrance in it, because it just is more likely that you might have some discomfort or irritation with it. So anyway, so these are my favorites, but I'm interested in your guys' favorites. And I've got some newer retinols that I'll be trying out and reviewing soon as well. So check those reviews out, and leave a comment. So what are your favorites? Have you tried any of these? And if you have, did you like them or not? Had good results, not good results? So leave a comment. And if you have a favorite retinol that I didn't mention, please leave a comment. I'm always on the lookout, and I know subscribers are as well. So anyway, so leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. Check out the Amazon link below and nobsbeauty.com, and also enter for the giveaway. And thank you so much, guys.